You probably spent a significant amount of money on skincare recently. Yet when you look in the mirror, your skin still looks tired, dull, like it is constantly holding back. You layer the serums, the expensive acids, the thick creams, and nothing really changes. This happens because you are overwhelming your skin's natural metabolic rate. The standard American approach to beauty has convinced us that more is always better. More active ingredients, more complex steps. The reality is, you are quietly suffocating the exact cells you are trying to revive. When you pile on 7 different products every night, your skin stops working for itself. It becomes dependent, lazy. So how do you wake it up without causing more damage? The answer is not found in a new luxury bottle. It is a calculated, silent reset. A specific 4-week timeline that forces your face to rebuild from the inside out. But before you can see that glass-like reflection, you have to be willing to take a drastic step backward. Week 1 is entirely about intentional deprivation. It is not about what you add to your face, but what you take away. Right now, your skin barrier is likely dealing with microdamage. You cannot see it with the naked eye, but it is there. Tiny, invisible fissures, letting your natural hydration escape and inviting low-grade inflammation in. To fix this, you are going to drop the exfoliants. You will drop the vitamin C, the retinol, the complex toners. For the first 7 days, your routine shrinks to a gentle cleanser, a plain moisturizer, and your morning sunscreen. That is it. If you are used to a heavy routine, this might feel a little terrifying. For the first 2 or 3 days, your face might even feel slightly tight or unbalanced. Do not panic, that is a natural withdrawal response. What is actually happening is that your skin is finally being forced to produce its own ceramides and natural lipids again. You're sealing the cracks. You are building a clean canvas. But repairing this outer shield is only the physical start. To truly understand why your skin lost its natural radiance in the first place, you have to look at what is happening deep beneath that barrier, where the real exhaustion is silently building up. Deep beneath that newly repaired barrier, your cells have been running a relentless marathon. Dermatologists observe that constantly layering aggressive products creates a permanent, low-grade immune response. It is a silent inflammation. Your skin gets so busy defending itself against the daily assault of random serums that it has zero energy left for basic maintenance. It is pure cellular exhaustion. The blood flow slows down, the natural turnover stagnates. Your complexion looks flat because your cells are quite literally too tired to reflect light. By stepping back during week 1, you turn off those internal alarm bells. The energy finally shifts from constant defense back to deep regeneration. The faint redness you did not even realize was there starts to fade. But a calm face is only the baseline. Now that the invisible fire is out, your skin is finally ready to accept real stimulation without fighting it. This brings us to week 2. The strategy now is a very calculated reintroduction. You have a solid shield so we can start waking up the cells again. If you appreciate this quiet, logical approach to your appearance, subscribing to the channel ensures you will not miss the next aesthetic protocols we decode. For this second week, you are going to bring back exactly 1 active ingredient. Just 1. For most people, a mild chemical exfoliant like lactic acid is the perfect choice. You will apply it only 2 nights out of the 7. This creates a tiny, controlled spark that triggers fresh collagen without waking up the old inflammation. You are whispering to your cells, not screaming at them. Within days, you will notice the rough patches melting away under your fingers. The surface becomes undeniably smooth. Yet smoothing the top layer is still only half the work. To push that real, watery glow all the way to the surface, we have to alter the way your skin behaves on the days you do absolutely nothing. The American beauty culture is obsessed with friction. We are often taught to scrub, to peel, to forcefully strip away the dullness with abrasive textures and high-percentage acids. It is a persistent myth that stinging means a product is working. Evidence indicates that when you forcefully attack the top layer, you trigger a trauma response. Your skin thickens to protect itself. Over time, it actually becomes duller, harder, and deeply resistant to any treatment. The scientifically accurate way to accelerate cellular turnover is through subtle signaling, not sheer force. You want to convince your face to shed its dead cells naturally, almost invisibly. This quiet communication prevents the trauma response entirely, paving the way for the most important phase of this entire process. We now enter week 3. This is where the visible shift occurs. We are applying the concept of microdosing to your face. Instead of shocking your complexion with a harsh serum that promises overnight magic, you provide a steady, tiny supply of antioxidants. Think of a very low concentration of vitamin C applied just a few times a week. You are not flooding the system. You are feeding it drop by drop. This deliberate microdosing allows the active ingredients to penetrate the dermal layers without triggering surface irritation. Because your barrier is completely intact and the hidden inflammation is gone, these nutrients are immediately put to work. The tissue plumps up, hydration physically binds to your cells. You will walk past a mirror and suddenly notice a distinct, watery reflection catching the light across your cheekbones. The radiance is finally pushing from the inside out. Yet, sustaining this delicate new texture requires looking at something you do every single night, completely unconsciously. That unconscious habit is simply how you sleep. Specifically, the air you are breathing and the environment of your bedroom. Most people keep their rooms far too warm. When the ambient temperature is high, the air becomes incredibly dry, quietly pulling moisture directly out of your pores for 8 hours straight. Excessive heat also draws blood toward the core of your body to regulate temperature, pulling vital circulation away from your face. Your skin gets starved of basic oxygenation. Lowering your thermostat by just a few degrees changes this entirely. A cooler room constricts the blood vessels slightly, reducing overnight puffiness. It allows the air to retain more ambient humidity. You wake up looking rested, not deflated. But all of this environmental control is completely useless if you do not physically lock that moisture into the skin before your head hits the pillow. This brings us to week 4, the final phase of the reset. Your barrier is strong, your cells are awake, and the deep hydration is back. Now, you must learn to seal it. We call this lipid locking. Instead of adding more water-based serums, you are going to introduce a slightly heavier, occlusive layer right at the end of your nighttime routine. A pure, simple squalane oil or a rich ceramide balm. You press it gently into the skin. You do not rub, you press. This creates an invisible, breathable shield over your face. It traps your natural body heat, it locks in the water, and it physically forces all those microdose nutrients to absorb deeper overnight. You're essentially creating a healing microclimate on your own face. When you wash this seal off in the morning, the texture underneath is fundamentally different. It is dense, it is glowing. But reaching this peak is one thing. Keeping it there permanently requires a very specific shift in how you handle your mornings. Now that you have rebuilt your skin's architecture, the most dangerous thing you can do is revert to your old cabinet of products. The goal is no longer correction. It is simply maintenance. This requires a minimalist rotation. You do not need to apply every active ingredient every single day. Instead, you cycle them. One night for your gentle exfoliant, one night for your microdosed vitamins, and then 2 full nights of pure, simple recovery using only your base moisturizer. This creates a biological rhythm. You are consistently stimulating the tissue, but you are also giving it the mandatory space to rest. This precise balance is what keeps the watery texture permanent. It stops the infinite loop of damage and repair, allowing your face to simply exist in its optimal state. Yet sustaining this discipline means you must fundamentally change how you view your own bathroom counter. The commercial beauty market thrives on the illusion that your routine is always missing one more step. They want you to feel that a flawless complexion is always one expensive purchase away. The truth is far quieter. Your skin already knows exactly how to function. It just needs you to stop getting in the way. True aesthetic refinement comes from editing, not accumulating. When you finally strip away the noise, your real radiance surfaces. Tell me in the comments which heavy product you're going to eliminate tonight. Leave your suggestions for what aesthetic concept we should decode next, and subscribe to keep elevating your standards.